Bali or Phuket? The two islands Australians argue about at every barbecue, and the two holidays I get asked about more than anything else on this channel. So I costed the same week in both. Same star level, 2 people, mid-range, 2026 prices, no Instagram math. And here's the answer before the numbers. One of them rips you off in the same place, every single day of your trip, and it's not where you'd guess. Bali stings you before you've even left the airport. Phuket mugs you every time you leave the hotel. Everything else is closer than the barbecue experts will admit. 7 rounds, receipts on every one, and at the end, I'll tell you exactly which one to book, and when the right answer flips completely. The rules of the fight, like for like. 7 nights, 2 people, mid-range, not backpacker, not honeymoon. Beach area in both. Think Seminyak against Patong or Kedah. Prices checked this month. And one honesty note before the first bell. I'm the Bali guy. 20 years of trips. I love that island, and I've got a soft spot for Phuket too. I've been 4 times. Where the bias might lean, I'll flag it. Deal? Round 1. Round 1. Getting there. And Bali wins it before lunch. From Perth, Bali is under 4 hours. That's barely a Melbourne trip. From Sydney, 6.5, direct. From about a dozen Australian airports, several times a day. You leave after breakfast, you're in the pool for the Arvo session. Phuket is a longer haul. Sydney direct is 9 hours 20. Melbourne just under 9. Perth about 6.5. Roughly 3 extra hours in the air. No way to dress it up. But here's the part the flight time snobs miss. Australia's Bali routes run on narrow bodies, the same A320s and 737s you take to Cairns. Fine for 4 hours. Grim for 6.5. Jetstar flies Sydney-Phuket on a Dreamliner. Twin aisle, lower cabin pressure, and since April this year, refurbished with Wi-Fi. 9 hours in a Dreamliner can leave you fresher than 6.5 in a packed 737. The killer for Phuket is frequency. Sydney-Phuket runs 3 times a week. Bali runs daily from everywhere, so if your dates are fixed, round 1 isn't close. Bali takes it. And here's my favorite geography fact in this whole fight. Perth is closer to Bali than it is to Sydney. Western Australians popping to Bali for a long weekend aren't being extravagant, they're being local. That's also why Bali fares stay honest. A dozen Australian airports, several airlines, daily flights. Competition. Phuket's 3-a-week schedule doesn't have to compete with anyone. Round 2. The border. And this is where Bali stings you. Bali's welcome mat costs money. Visa on arrival. 500,000 rupiah, 50 Australian dollars each. The tourist levy. 150,000 rupiah. 15 more, kids included. $65 a head before you've bought a single bintang. For a family of 4, that's $260 at the door. Thailand waves you through. Australians get visa-exempt entry. No visa, no fee, no levy. The only paperwork is the TDAC, Thailand's digital arrival card, which is free, online, and takes 10 minutes. But, and this is brand new, Thailand has just voted to cut the free stay from 60 days back to 30. It was approved in July, and as I record this, it's waiting on the final signature in the Royal Gazette. For your 2-week holiday it changes nothing. For the long-stay crowd watching this channel it's the headline of the year. One more trap. And it's the same trap both sides. Both arrival cards. Thailand's TDAC and Bali's All Indonesia card only open 72 hours before you land. Both are free. Both have copycat websites that charge you for them, official sites only. Round 2 goes to Phuket. Free is free. 2 more border receipts so nobody gets surprised. Thailand can randomly ask for proof of funds. 10,000 baht a person, and both countries can ask for an onward ticket. Have both on your phone. And if you do pick Bali, do the visa online as an EVOA before you fly and skip the arrival queue entirely. It's all in the Christmas video. Round 3. The bed. Current mid-range numbers. Checked this month. A decent 3-star in Bali runs about $38 a night. The same standard in Phuket, 74, nearly double. Phuket's prices jumped 15 to 25% after the travel boom came back, and they never came down. Now the honesty flag I promised. Bali's number flattered me. Bali's mid-range secret is the villa, private pool, 2 bedrooms, 80 to 150 US a night, a thing that simply doesn't exist at that price in Phuket. But the cheap Bali room can also be 2 kilometers from the beach with no pool. While Phuket's mid-range hotels throw in breakfast, the pool, and beach access as standard. Even with the asterisk, your money sleeps better in Bali. Bali takes round 3, and here's the villa maths that ends arguments. 2 couples, 1 2-bedroom Bali villa with a pool, 120 US a night, split 4 ways, That's $30 a head. A private pool for hostel money. Show me the Phuket hotel that answers that, and I'll show you a queue of Australians behind you. Round 4. The feed. Street level first. A pad thai at a Phuket market stall. 70 baht. About $3. A nasi goreng at a Bali warung. $2 to $3. Both delicious, both cheaper than a servo pie. Phuket street food is the best cheap eating in this entire fight. But Bali's warungs are right there with it. The trap in both is the tourist markup, and it's the same scam with different handwriting. That same pad thai is 250 to 350 baht on the Patong beachfront, and the $2 nasi goreng is $8 on the Seminyak strip. And the two-street rule works in both. Walk 2 streets back from Bangla Road or the Seminyak beach strip, and the prices halve. This one's a dead heat. Split the points. Round 5. The beer. The round the comments will fight over. Phuket's cheapest cold one is the 7-Eleven special, Chang or Leo, 42 to 65 baht. Call it $2, from a fridge, any hour. Bali's answer is the Warung Bintang, 25 to 40,000 rupiah, $2.50 to $4, cold, with your meal. At the bars it flips again. Draft beer in a Phuket bar runs 70 to 120 baht. Bali's warungs match it, and both islands' beach clubs will happily charge you $10+ for the privilege of a sunset. Bangla Road cocktails, 200 to 400 baht. Seminyak's the same in rupiah. The cheapest beer in the fight is Phuket's 7-Eleven. The cheapest bar beer is Bali's warung. Dead heat number 2. Split it. Round 6. Getting around. This is the round the whole video is named after. This is where Phuket mugs you. Daily, cheerfully, and by design. Phuket has no metered taxis to speak of, and no real public transport. The red tuk-tuks run the beaches like a cartel. The minimum fare hasn't been under 200 baht in years, and that's for a trip you could walk in 15 minutes. Patong to Coron, 4 kilometers, 400 baht, about 17 Australian dollars. Patong to Phuket town, 700. The airport to Patong, 800 to 1,000 baht, up to 44 Australian dollars for one transfer. Grab exists, and it's the honest option. But in Phuket, it's still expensive. Patong to Kata, 350 baht. Now Bali. Grab and Gojek everywhere. 10 kilometers across Seminyak for 4 Australian dollars. And Bali's cheat code, the thing I bang on about. A private driver, air-conditioned car, all day, 8 hours, 25 to 37 US dollars, 40 to 55 Australian. In Phuket, one airport transfer can cost you what a full day with a Bali driver costs. My mate Dave, wrong suburb Dave, did Phuket in 2019, and still brings up the 400 baht tuk-tuk like it was a family tragedy. 7 days of Phuket transport adds up to a flight. Round 6. Bali. By the biggest street in this video. Fairness check. Phuket does have a secret door. The smart bus runs the airport down the west coast for 100 to 150 baht, and the blue Songfees, the local shared buses, move you between beaches for 40 to 70. The cartel's weakness is a blue bus, but they're slow. They stop early. And no tourist has ever found one when it mattered. And the scooter caveat, same on both islands. They'll rent you one with a smile. And the license plus IDP rule from our illegal video applies in Thailand exactly as it does in Indonesia. Same trap, different island. Round 7. The day's out. Phuket's island tours. Phi Phi, Phang Nga Bay, 1800 baht a head. About 79 Australian dollars, and worth every cent. They're spectacular. Bali's greatest hits run cheaper. Tanah Lot's entry is $5. Uluwatu with the Kecak fire dance at sunset is 9. The Teglalang rice terraces are $1 one, and even the Mount Batur sunrise trek tops out around $80 with hotel pickup. Bali's temples at $5 and $9 against Phuket's boat tours at 79. Bali takes the round with respect to the long-tail boats, which are genuinely world-class. Now the sin bin, because both islands have a signature scam, and you should know both. Phukerens is the jet ski. You hire one, have a ball, bring it back, and suddenly there's damage underneath. And 2 large gentlemen want cash before you get your passport back. It's Phuket's oldest trick. It's been on the radar for years, and the defense is brutal and simple. Film the jet ski, top and bottom, before you touch the water. Or just don't hire one. Bali's is the money changer. The rate on the board is 10% better than anywhere else, because the count is where they make it back. Notes get palmed, totals get short, and you don't notice until the hotel. Defense. Use the authorized changes with glass fronts and printed receipts. Count it yourself at the counter, or just use the ATMs inside bank branches. And Bali's airport has its own welcome committee. The taxi touts inside arrivals. From the Seminyak video, walk straight past, head to the Grab Lounge, pay the app price. The touts' whole business model is the 30 seconds where you're too polite to keep walking. Notice the pattern in every one of these scams. They all die the same death: your phone camera, an app price, and 30 seconds of not being polite. And now the bonus round, because it flips everything. The calendar. Bali's dry season is April to October. Phuket's dry season is November to April. They're opposites. And it's the single most ignored fact in this whole argument. Bali in December is wet season. Afternoon storms, the trash tides on the west coast, we did a whole video on it. Phuket in December is postcard perfect. Calm seas, blue sky, peak season prices to match. So the honest verdict has a date stamp. June to September. Bali. And it's not close. Dry, cheap. And the villa wins round 3 again. November to February. Phuket. Because sunshine is the one thing money can't buy in Bali at Christmas. March and October. Coin flip. Take whichever fare is cheaper. Watch how the fares interact. When Phuket's weather is perfect, everyone's paying peak prices for it. When Bali's wet, the fares and villas drop. The cheap seat goes with the wet beach. So the real decision rule is this: book Bali for value, book Phuket for certainty. Certainty costs more. It always has. The biggest rip-off in this whole video isn't a tuk-tuk or a visa fee. It's paying peak prices for the wrong season. Final score: Bali 6, Phuket 3. With an asterisk shaped like a calendar, the week-sized number. Mid-range daily totals this year. Bali runs about $76 to $150 a day. Phuket, $100 to $212. Over 7 nights for 2 people, that gap is several $100s, and most of it is just 2 line items: the bed, and every single time you left the hotel. On pure money, Bali wins the week. Cheaper bed, cheaper days out, and transport that doesn't mug you. And Phuket's only clean wins are the free border and the 7-Eleven beer fridge. On comfort, the Dreamliner makes Phuket's long flights survivable. On weather, Phuket owns the months you're probably thinking about. Who should book what? Families chasing value and villas. Bali, May to October. Christmas and January travelers, Phuket, and cop the peak pricing as the cost of guaranteed sun. Party trips, Bali's beach clubs beat Bangla Road on value and class. And I say that knowing half of you just disagreed. And if someone at your barbecue still says Phuket's cheaper, send them this video and tell them the tuk-tuk sends its regards. The armor. Prices move. Seasons shift. And I checked these numbers this month. Your trip will differ by a bit. And I'll say it again because it matters. I am the Bali guy. I've tried to be straight with every round, and Phuket got every point it earned. Either way, both of these weeks cost less than a school holiday week on the Gold Coast. And that's the comparison nobody at the barbecue wants to hear. And one shared vice to finish: both islands will absolutely empty your wallet at the beach club if you let them. Bangla Road and the Seminyak Strip are the same walletectomy in 2 currencies. That's not a rip-off, that's a choice. Expensive, glorious, sunset-flavored choice. Next upload. Back to the character experiments lane. And this one's a dare. I survived Bali on $50 a day, every receipt shown, including the one meal that nearly ended the experiment. If you're on the TV, grab your phone, search TRIPZONE and subscribe. And tell me in the comments, Bali or Phuket? I read every one, even the wrong ones. 6 rounds to 3, with a calendar asterisk. See you at the next one, mate.